The minute you find out that you've been lied to, it's probably the most earth-shattering experience you can ever go through. Emotionally, it feels as though your world has come to the end. Somebody's punched you in the stomach. You'll end up losing so much confidence within yourself, and along with that, so much trust in all the people around you. You have 3 ways to know if you have unhealed trust wounds. Number 1, you become obsessed about it. Number 2, you start doubting. Number 3, everything starts becoming a trigger. If those 3 things sound like you, it's highly likely that you have some unhealed trust wounds. You have 2 choices. The one is the pain of remaining in the situation, in the relationship that you currently are in. Second choice is the pain of leaving, and it's a painful alternative. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make that process easier and help you to rebuild trust and identify ways to build trust and to see if the person that you're with is trustworthy. So there's 3 components of trust that are going to help you, first of all, rebuild trust and also identify if your partner is somebody who's trustworthy. These 3 components of trust are going to show you what trust actually is. Over the years, I've built a nice model that helps me realize what trust is all about. First part is about trust of character. This is when you start getting to know somebody, you start seeing and observing their behavior and see if this is somebody you can actually trust. This is where somebody actually says what they're going to do and consistently do what they say they're going to do. This is to do with who they are. This is their character. The way we build this is by managing expectations, being clear and being able to communicate and say what you expect from a relationship. It's part of building the trust. The next component is also about setting clear boundaries, not being swayed with the wind, going to or fro. You know who you are, what you like and what you accept. And similarly, if somebody is able to be consistent and spell out what their boundaries are, then you know you're starting to build trust. It's easy to start identifying their character and being comfortable and confident because you know who they are. Part of building the trust is also somebody who can honor agreements, somebody who never lets you down. If they say they're going to do something and they stick to it, that's a good, fine way to build trust. But also very important, some people don't know how to ask and they don't express what their expectations or their needs are. Somebody who's trusting within themselves and quite trusting of the world is able to say to you, look, I need this from you, or these are my expectations. And they observe, and also you can manage those expectations. If you feel you can honor those expectations, you reciprocate by saying, no problem, and also meeting those commitments. Remember, building trust is always a 2-way stream. It's not only him who needs to express his needs or you expressing your needs. It needs equal give and take, reciprocation. And that's how trust starts being formed, especially the foundational period of your relationship. A fundamental part of trust is when somebody's consistent, when you can almost predict their behavior. When somebody's unpredictable, that's when you start mistrusting the person. And you too, if you are unpredictable and inconsistent, people are going to mistrust you. Now the second part is around communication, and what you actually say starts building trust. Now this is communication in terms of disclosure, and we're all very clear on saying, he lied or she lied, because they tell you something that's not truthful. We all see that as, I can't trust him. He wasn't honest. He wasn't truthful. But equally important is what they don't say. And we often forget to look at this. It's the unsaid things that actually build the most trust and break the most trust. The things that they omit to tell you. Lying through omission is the biggest deal breaker and trust breaker you can ever find. I'm just going to digress and share a very personal experience with you, just to shed some light and give you some context and to help you understand what I mean by disclosure. My ex-husband couldn't come on holiday, well, so he said. He said he's too busy, he can't get leave, he can't come with me on holiday. So off I went on vacation, packed my bags and went on vacation. A couple of hours later, I was trying to call him. He didn't answer his phone. He couldn't be contactable or reachable. Eventually, I got somebody to help contact him. He told them that he had decided to leave me. He wanted a divorce. I came back from holiday to find all his belongings and personal stuff gone. He had left without any sort of discussion or indication whatsoever that he planned on leaving. Now, this is an example of somebody who's completely unpredictable, somebody who suffers from a disorganized attachment style. And if you want to know more about attachment styles, watch my video where I go through some attachment styles and I'll shed some light on the type of behaviors and characteristics of people that are in a disorganized attachment style. If this is making sense for you, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on me taking these deep psychological issues, making them relatable to you so that you can have better relationships. So now coming back to disclosure, not saying something does as much damage as when you lie to somebody and you say something that's untruthful. So an important component is to be honest. Honesty is always the best policy. There's no other way but to be honest about it. So if your partner wants to build trust and you want to see if they're trustworthy, you need to listen to them and what they have to say. If they're telling you the truth, even if they tell you that there's somebody else that they're going to see and it's somebody you don't like and you're not happy with them going, they're being open, they're being honest, they're being transparent. That's how we build trust. And the next biggest thing is to be able to admit when you make a mistake. If your partner is incapable of admitting that they've done something wrong and they won't take accountability for their behavior, it will erode any trust you have in the relationship. And bear this in mind, if there's no trust, there's no relationship. You cannot live in a relationship where you feel as though you can't trust the person. The pain of living in that situation is not healthy and it's not good for you. You want to be in a relationship where you feel absolutely free, where you feel excited, where the person can go be independent. So admitting you've made a mistake is one of the biggest builders of trust, where somebody is open and honest and saying, I was wrong. But changing behavior is an important part after admitting the mistake. So it's important to own that you've made the mistake. It's a first step in rectifying it. Now honor that commitment and be trustworthy in showing a change in your behavior. Now you want to maintain confidentiality. What happens between you and your partner is confidential and it's for the two of you. It's an important part of building a relationship that you know you can express yourself and you can say things, especially when it comes to you being vulnerable, and you know that your partner will not share this with anybody else. Lastly, speak with good purpose. What you feel is what you must express. We're all quite intuitive. We know when somebody's being insincere. Speak with authenticity and your truth. So if our partner says the right things and speaks the right words, but it's not really what they're feeling and it doesn't come from their heart, you'll pick up on that and you'll start having this niggling feeling in the back of your mind and you start saying something's not right. And that's when you can trust your feeling. That's when trust starts getting eroded, and it's little by little. Now we get into the last point of trust, and this is about trust for the future. And this is about the capability or the ability to fulfill the role that you expect, and we know what is expected in relationships. So what is absolutely important is that each one of us is different. We have our own set of skills and capabilities. Not one person can fulfill everybody's needs. So your partner needs to respect who you are with your sets of skills and your capabilities. Likewise, you need to appreciate your partner's skills and abilities and know that they can't be all things to all people. So appreciate what's there. And don't ever forget what was the first thing that really attracted you to them. After a long period of time, you start looking and wanting more. That's how we are as human beings. We always want to build on what we have. Go back to that first love, the first things you truly appreciated about your partner, and play it over and over in your mind. What are the qualities that you truly appreciate in your partner? What if you just let your partner be who they want to be, how they want to be, and you be what you want to be? Give them the freedom to show you who they are and trust what they show you. If they're going to be trustworthy, you will see it. If they're not trustworthy, you will know it. Then you have to make that hard decision of going through the pain of a breakup. You want to be with a partner that you can trust, and you want to be trustworthy. You want to be free to be you and to enjoy your life. So what if you give them the freedom to be whoever they are, do whatever they want to be? That way you can see who they truly are, and then you can make the decision if you're going to stay in that relationship or if you're going to leave. So understanding trust and how it's built is going to help you find a more fulfilling, meaningful relationship. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you have any thoughts or questions, put them in the comment section. I respond to each and every comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.